The CAQ government's new law that expands the ban on wearing religious symbols to everyone who works in schools is creating some confusion. The law was adopted at the end of last month. It means, in addition to teachers, now school support workers, lunch and after-school monitors, even library volunteers are prohibited from wearing religious symbols at work. There's an exemption for people who are already employed, although if they get promoted or transferred, that exemption is dropped. But some school staff learned last week the exemption only applies to people hired or promoted before last March, when the bill was first introduced. Radio-Canada spoke to a school monitor in Montreal who received a promotion to a supervisor position in August. Now, we can't identify her because a code of ethics prevents her from speaking out against her employer, the CSSDM. She assumed when she got the promotion that she was covered by the exemption since the law hadn't yet been adopted. But she received an email last week telling her she had to remove her hijab at work within 24 hours or she'd risk facing a demotion.
Je me sentais comme un chiffon jeté. C'est inhumain. Imagine quelqu'un qui te dit quitte le travail que tu aimes, que tu te donnes à fond.
Unions that represent school support workers say this is creating all kinds of problems.
Depuis mars 2025, beaucoup de postes ont été comblés, hein, tant des techniciens en éducation spécialisée, des éducatrices en milieu scolaire. Il y a eu beaucoup de postes de comblés quand même, mais sans avis de l'interdiction future.
The association representing school principals in Montreal has written to the education minister saying it worries about losing support staff who wear religious symbols who've been hired since March. It's expected that many will choose to leave their jobs, a situation all the more concerning given that to date we haven't been able to fill all the positions needed to supervise and support our students. These early departures therefore risk causing service disruptions. The Education Minister, Sonia Labelle, seems unconcerned. In a statement to CBC, her office would only say, "The law was adopted democratically and various groups were heard during the consultations. The date from which the acquired right applies was specified in the adopted text." School directors and unions say the best thing to do would simply be to exempt all people hired before October 30th, when the law was adopted, rather than before last March, when the bill was originally tabled. But so far, there's no indication from the education minister that she's willing to do that.